Today's Japanese slang term is Sukapon Tanuki. This term comes from the Super Sentai series Osama Sentai King Ogre, which came out between 2003 and 2004, and is said by the character President Yanmagast of Nisopuka, Nkosupa, which is spelled like this with an N in the front and very hard to say. Basically, this is just sort of an insult that was created for the show because obviously you can't say things like kuso or other more offensive insults in a children's program, so they came up with this as a way of avoiding that and just having a little bit of fun. This term has taken off not only because of its kind of originality, but also the pronunciation, which is done in a very, very quick way, much faster than I did. Let's hear it live. Now, there are a lot of things that are said in Japanese TV shows time to time. This one is at least popular enough to make lists of the top slang or top ryukogo, like kind of words that are very popular, of 2023. As for where the phrase comes from, it's not just gibberish. Obviously, the tanuki there at the end is a tanuki, no surprise. Whereas the sukapon part might be gibberish. However, it is potentially, even if not consciously, linked to a legacy of other shows coming up with terms like this to, again, avoid the issue of swearing in front of children in a children's program. Specifically, in the 1975 show Tainbokan, there was an imaginary swear word used which was pronounced as sukapontan. So you have that first initial set of the sounds being the same. This was created by Ohara Noriko, who was the main villainess in the show, because she thought words like baka, etc. would be too direct, and I can't find any video of her saying that, but this is what her character looks like, and this is what she sounds like in the show.
さっさとメカの支度をするんだよ。タイムボカンシリーズの真の主役がドロンボーだっていうことを全国に知らしめてやろうじゃないか。
This sukapontan phrase itself also has its own kind of etymology. It wasn't just made out of nowhere. Specifically, it comes from sukatan, which is a Hyogo dialect term for a mistake or a failure, and then the insult ampotan, which means an idiot. So it is possible then that this new Sukapon Tanuki is a combination of the Sukapon from Sukapontan with, of course, Tanuki. No one's admitted to this, but hey, it's not unlikely. Now, obviously, the show has made this term popular and it's seeing use as an insult, obviously in a bit of a self-aware way because of the show. However, surprisingly, there's uses of it that exist before 2033, so uses of it that came out before the show started. Not a lot. Indeed, in the entire history of Twitter, I found 3, but it still is more than 0, and one of them dates all the way back to 2011. You can see all 3 I found here. The first one there seems to be a form of self-beration. They're yelling at, they're calling themselves a sukapon tanuki for not cleaning their room. The second one talks about some kind of fluid that they're drinking, so let's just pretend we didn't see that and not try to understand what was going on. And then jumping on to the third one, they note how when they say, sorry, could you please resend a document with corrections, they're actually wanting to call the person a sukapon tanuki for not sending a proper document in the first place. So very much in line with the insult use that's being seen now in the TV show. Now, before you go out and just assume that this is always an insult, do know that there are some other uses by fans of the Sentai series. For instance, sometimes they'll use it to refer to themselves as, like, I am a fan of the show, therefore I am a Sukapon Tanuki, as you can see in this post here, where it says Sukapon Tanuki Yori, or coming from a Sukapon Tanuki, like I am one of those. And also there was a Collabo Cafe style promotion where Sukapon Tanuki Don, or Sukapon Tanuki, on rice, was used to refer to a dish that had minced octopus as part of it. This is because another insult that this character likes to use is minchi tako, which is a minced octopus. So, instead of baka yaro, you're an idiot, you're minced octopus, you're a Sukapon Tanuki, things like that. Then sometimes when people go and eat this dish, they will just drop the don, so they'll call the food itself Sukapon Tanuki. And who knows, maybe the life of it will not be very long, but if you hear it in the wild, or if you're asked if you know about it, you can show that you are not a Sukapon Tanuki because you've seen this video. You're welcome, and I'll see you next time.